And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pack Basketball Show. We're here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Jim Brooks along with Ty McDonough. And Ty, last week, a little bit of a struggle for the teams with 3 out of 4 losses. There were some good ball games, though.
Yeah, they really were against some tough competition. It's always hard to go on the road in the RMAC. I mean, everybody can play any given night. 2 difficult places the Thunderwolves had to go, and the road continues this week as they have a couple. The dreaded long trip across the divide.
Oh, man, it's going to be a crazy one. On recapping the games from last week on Thursday, the Thunderwolves women, they just kind of dug themselves a hole and never could get out of it. They were down early and pretty much stayed there the entire game, got it within 7 a couple times, just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, I thought they played a really good second half and just kept throwing punches with Adams State. And like I said, I mean, that's Alamos is a tough place to play. You think we got elevation here. Alamos is even more. I mean, it's a tiny little gym. You get enough people in there. It's a really good home advantage for them. And the women, I thought, played well. It was a really good offensive performance, I thought, for being on the road. They just didn't have any answer for TT. Was that her name? Is that what you're calling her? Yeah, yes.
Exactly. Kind of a crazy. I don't know where they came up with that, but that's what they were calling her, and she just went off in that big game. Saturday now for the women, there was a close game at halftime. Just had one little bad stretch in the second half. Still, it was winnable down the stretch. Once again, though, just not making winning plays, I guess.
No, it just got down there in the second half, and Highlands, I think the home court just got to them. You know, shots weren't going in for the Thunderwolves. I thought Dasani Nesbitt had a really good game. Yeah. She played well, and it
might have been her best game of the year.
I'll tell you what, I just struggle watching that game. That blue court gets me every time.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
I think that knocks off about 20% off your shooting percentage right there.
Yeah, it was purple haze for sure. It was like a Prince concert. For the men on Thursday night against Adams State, just a tremendous effort, kind of a gritty, gutty win.
It's an incredible road win for Coach Ribasham's squad. They all came to play. Jordan Blair was huge there in the second half. Bryce Reel was shooting the cover off the ball this weekend. Like I said, that's not an easy gym to play in, and Bryce Reel really shot the heck out of it. And he had his closer, Jordan Blair, hit kind of like the dagger there at the end that really put the game away. And 65 points. You hold the team to 65 points in their own gym. You're going to win a lot of the time on the road. And if you can win on the road in the RMAC, it doesn't matter against who, you're gonna fare pretty good.
Well, and then Saturday afternoon, sooner or later, I was going to put the whammy on them with the old haven't lost a game when leading at halftime. They were 11-0.
It's a thought that counts.
Yes, going into that ball game, and then of course they had the lead at halftime, but Highlands kind of blitzed them in the second half. It was kind of crazy game. Thunderwolves 12 3-pointers in the first half.
Yeah, Bryce really kept them in the game there on Saturday as well, and I think New Mexico Highlands is a lot better team than their record.
Yeah.
I mean, conference record-wise, I'm pretty sure they're over 500 in the RMAC. When we played them here in Pueblo at Massari Arena, that's a well-coached team by Coach Septembre. Yeah. They're going to be good here in the future, and they're going to make some noise in the RMAC.
Yeah, Septembre, the Mr. Kinnison, Sam Kinnison, the comic with that scream. Man, oh man, is he crazy. And the game in the second half, after they got the 11-point lead, they just, like I said, they kind of blitzed them. Thunderwolves still made their way back into it, had it within 2, but one of their players that had that off night hits a three-pointer from the top of the key, just kind of a dagger.
What was it, 75-73, I think?
Yes.
And Thunderwolves they clawed their way all the way back into the game, and they get one stop. They have a chance to go down the court and take the lead, and it's just one of those things that just shot, like you said, he hadn't scored all game, takes the life out of you. Instead of having the chance to go tie or go up 1, you get a guy who comes in cold, knocks down a shot, and instead of having the chance to go take the lead, you're down 5 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and then they get another chance. They get a couple free throws. They win 78-76, and they foul a guy. He only played 14 seconds in the game. The key part, though, was the 14 seconds he got fouled and went to the line, hit a couple free throws.
Yeah, it's always tough when you claw all the way back, and then just little things like that. Some guy knocks down a shot. You get someone who's fresh into the game. You foul him when you really didn't want to. And credit to Highlands, they nutted up there down the stretch.
All right, we'll bring you back in a little while. We'll talk about this week's ball games. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the head coach, Tommy Johnson, and Lacey Roffel going to join us for tonight's show. It's the Pack Basketball Show.
I'm only here for the party. The sound, the vibe. I'm only here for the party. The sound, the vibe. Big bass, that's what the heart is. I'm only here for the party. I'm only here for the party. I'm only here for the party.
Hello, Thunderwolves fans. Jim Brooks here, your voice of the Thunderwolves, reminding you that tonight's edition of the Pack Basketball Show is brought to you by The Howler and the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle, courtesy of B-Fish Inc., also known as Tim Simmons, the resident historian of Pack Athletics. It is real simple. Visit bficcc.com to access the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle homepage. From there, click on the Click Here button to sign up for The Howler. Each week, you will receive in your email box a new edition with articles and links to keep you up to date on all things Pack Athletics. Join the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle and sign up for The Howler today. At ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, we're all about great food, cold beer, and unbeatable game day vibes. Located near CSU Pueblo, we're the go-to spot for students, locals, and sports fans looking for a place to kick back, enjoy delicious handcrafted pizzas, and catch the big game. Every dish is made with fresh ingredients and bold flavors, from our signature pizzas and juicy burgers to our wide selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Whether you're celebrating with friends, grabbing a bite after class, or fueling up before the game, it's where the action happens. Come for the food, stay for the atmosphere. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. And welcome back. It's the Pack Basketball Show. We're at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. It's a Tuesday night here, and it's wing night here. Get some good wings. I know, Tommy, you like wings. Lacey, you like wings?
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite wings?
Buffalo.
Buffalo goes for Lacey. I go for the, I like teriyaki or hot honey, but most of the time I go with naked. Naked wings, dip it in ranch. What do you go with, Tommy?
I'm a Buffalo dry rub, plenty ranch.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Well, welcome to the show, Lacey. Welcome to the show, Tommy. I know it was a tough week for you guys last week. 2 winnable games, but as we always say in the RMAC, every game's winnable, every game you can drop, and just had a tough finish in each game.
Yeah, I thought so. Both losses hurt. I thought the Highlands loss was especially cut pretty deep, considering the circumstances surrounding that game with them losing what was an all-league kid. And, that's a game that definitely could come back to bite us in the butt.
Well, I thought both games, just too many missed opportunities. You know, and the first game against Adams State, dug that hole, played them even from the second quarter on. The problem is you had dug yourself a double-digit deficit, got it within 7 a couple times, just couldn't get that extra stop where you could get it maybe to 5 or 4, put some pressure on them.
And also, we had some momentum-changing misses on the offensive end. When you miss those easy ones, it just drains the life out of you. The excitement, you go from now you gotta get back on defense and try to muster up another stop. So, we had a couple of those opportunities, like you said, in both games, especially in the Adams game. I thought we really fought back and just couldn't get it over the hump.
Well, Lacey, we'll welcome you from Eagle Crest High School up there in Aurora. Let's talk about your journey getting to CSU Pueblo. You didn't start off here. You started at the mortal enemy, Metro, was where you started your career.
Yes, sir.
How'd that turn about, and what made you decide to come to CSU Pueblo?
So I started off at Metro my freshman and sophomore year, and I liked it there, but our coach retired, so I thought it was a different path. And Coach Tommy, had reached out, and he had talked to me since high school, and I was really excited to come here, play for him, and I'm loving it.
A little more excitement in the building at Masari Arena, too, than the doldrums there at the Auraria Event Center.
Yes,
Friends
sir.
and family only there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I always like to pick on the opposition teams.
Absolutely.
I do it all the time. Maybe I shouldn't do it so much. Metro does pretty good with their attendance. But have you made it here to CSU Pueblo? Tell us about your stay so far. What are you liking about it?
Yeah, I love how tight-knit everyone is here. All the athletes get along. We all have to kind of come together. The school's been great. I love the girls. The girls are my best friends, so that's been really nice.
Well, despite your struggles at times with the ball club, you've been kind of streaky. Win a couple, lose a couple. It seems like you all get along, though. You seem like you're a pretty tight-knit family.
Yeah, we all get along. We all get along, and we're going to get more dubs. We are. We're getting it together.
Yeah, it's not what you do early or in the middle. It's what you do late. Now, Tommy, let's go back. Let's talk about the Highlands game now. And this is the game. It was tied at halftime. They got out on you guys early. It seemed like they were missing their best player, and they decided, you know what, we all need to pick up the slack. They bring a player off the bench, 7 of the first 9 points. Somebody that only averages 2 points a game. I'm going, oh, no, here we go. Then you finally figured out a way to shut her down, but then everybody else kind of picked it up.
It's just the law of nature.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just how it goes, and I thought our girls did a good job adjusting. Again, that's one of those games. You look at the scores, I thought defensively we were pretty solid. That came down, and we got to make some shots. I thought we missed some And I'm not even talking about the three-pointers. I'm talking about just the layups and free throws. We uncharacteristically, or maybe characteristically, miss some easy ones, and we got to do a better job of just when we get those opportunities to really make sure we finish going up with force, playing off 2 feet. And it's a totally different ball game. It's easy to play from up when the team is winning, so some of those girls are not used to scoring. You don't feel anything about it. So I don't think we put enough pressure on them to make them be uncomfortable in the situation they were in.
Well, it's almost key for your ball club to get off to a good start and get free flowing, because when you're not, then it just seems like you tighten up a bit as the game goes on. Just keeps getting tighter and tighter out there.
I think so, and I think that's something I've got to take the blame for. We're going to go back to who we've been, go back to our original starting lineup, get after it defensively, bring Ruby off the bench and let her just go crazy as she been doing the first 12, 15 games of the season, and we just need to be us continually. So that's the big adjustment is we've learned this weekend is just be who we are.
Well, Lacey, I got to say, Dasani finally broke the curse of coming on the Pack basketball show. Usually somebody comes on here and they lay an egg the next ball game, but we talked to Dasani about it, say, hey, I want you to shoot a couple three-pointers, and lo and behold, she didn't do it for me on Thursday. I was a little upset, Tommy, but on Saturday, finally jacked up a couple threes, and what do you know, splash.
Yes.
I guess that's the way the whole team needs to, hey, when it's there, take the shot.
Yes.
Don't worry about what's going to happen.
Yes, Dasani definitely should be shooting more. I think we can build off of that. And, yeah, the whole team, we're good playmakers, so we all just need to be confident in our shooting, our shots, our layups.
Well, I'm thinking your style of game, kind of a hybrid. You're trying to find your identity. We don't know if we want you to be a post player, or they want you to be a wing, or it's still finding your identity with this ball club, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, my three-pointer shot was good my freshman and sophomore year. I'm in a little bit of a slump shooting, so I definitely got to find my shot somewhere else on the floor. Luckily, I can drive and get to the paint. Now it's just about being patient and finishing when I get to the hole.
Well, I think you're doing a good job as the season goes along, getting down on the block and coming up with that little bit of a right-hand hook off the glass. It seems like that's your strength move right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Defensively, I don't think anybody's tougher out there on the court. It seems like you sometimes draw some of the tough assignments, and you don't back down from anybody.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just definitely I think a big thing that we've been talking about on the team is consistency. So, on both ends, just doing the job.
Well, Tommy, this week it doesn't get any easier. Start off Thursday at Colorado Mesa. This team is they're like a juggernaut this year. They're 6th in the country or 9th in the country, depending on which poll you got. Only one loss. But you seem to have brought out your best stuff against Colorado Mesa. A couple of upsets against these guys.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to go against the standard in this league, and they've got what many people consider to be the best player in the league, and he's a great coach. And so we get to see who we are from a mental and physical standpoint. It's going to be a fist fight, and we're from Pueblo, man. That's all we know how to do is to fight. So we're going in there just to get our hands up and play whatever kind of game they want to play and use this as a springboard for the rest of the season.
Well, Lacey, not only have you use fists, go with the rocks. Throw rocks at them. Do whatever you got to do, and I'm sure with Olivia Reed, you've seen her numbers, so you know that she's just became the all-time leading scorer in RMAC history. I'm sure you'll draw a lot of that assignment going up against her. What have you seen so far that, hey, what do I got to do? Is there something I can maybe make her uncomfortable with?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a team effort. We're all going to have to buy in. I got to do my work early. Honestly, no breaks on defense. But, yeah, I'm excited for the challenge. I think we're all super excited just to fight back.
I guess it's a case in point. Tommy will probably agree with this. Even though they have the superstar and gets a lot, her surrounding cast is pretty good too, so you can't just totally overload on her. Some ways almost say, you know what, she's going to get her points. Don't let anybody else get off.
Yes, sir, Yeah, I think what's special about our team, though, is when we play together, we're just unstoppable when we're sharing the ball. So I'm just really excited.
Tommy, with Saturday go against Westminster's team you beat earlier this year, but it turned out to be a whale of a ball game. We're right down to the end, but they've been kind of a hot and cold team. You don't know what you're going to get with them any good night.
Like most RMAC teams, different on the road and different at home. They're coming off a couple big wins for them out there, and so we're going to have to go out there and take care of business again. It's the RMAC. We take nothing for granted, respect all competition, but I also think there's a standard we're striving to attain, and so bouncing back from a very tough weekend is a sign of a good program.
Well, talk about Westminster. You went against them earlier this year. What do you remember about that matchup, and what do you look to improve on this week?
I remember that we started off strong. We normally start off strong, and we kind of lost a little bit of energy. But I think we've been working on keeping the energy throughout the whole game, especially after halftime. So, yeah, that'll be exciting to play them again and go through our plays, our new plays, see what new we have for them.
Well, I don't have to explain it to either one of you how important these games are. Need to get that game Saturday. Would like to get the game on Thursday, but the way the standings are looking, every game it kind of ratchets it up, doesn't it? We're in the second half of the season now in the conference play.
Getting ready to come down the home stretch, it seems like it takes so long to get here, and then it goes so fast. And so, again, taking nothing for granted. And we really feel like our university and our women's basketball program is one of the top programs in the RMAC. So the playoffs are not a given. We've got to earn it, but that's always the expectation here. And so we know we got to not just play well and beat some teams. We got to pull off some upsets. We got to show well. And I really believe in my heart that we're going to peak at the right time.
Well, Lacey, looking at this season, he just talked about it. It's almost done in a lot of ways. 10 weeks ago, when you're back in September and October, when you're messing around, thinking, man, is the season never going to get here? Now you get to this point in the year, you're saying, wow, we got to buckle down because we don't get but 10 more guaranteed efforts.
Yeah, we definitely, this is the time we dig deep. We got 4 seniors on our team, so we definitely want to get some more wins for them and work hard. But I think we're all ready for that.
All right, be proud of her, Pueblo. Lacey Roffler, head coach Tommy Johnson.
Thank you.
We'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the men's program, Zach Rubisam, along with Kyron Allen. That comes your way next. Pack Basketball Show here from ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Hello, Thunderwolves fans. Jim Brooks here, your voice of the Thunderwolves, reminding you that tonight's edition of the Pack Basketball Show is brought to you by The Howler and the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle, courtesy of B-Fish Inc., also known as Tim Simmons, the resident historian of Pack Athletics. It is real simple. Visit bficcc.com to access the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle homepage. From there, click on the Click Here button to sign up for The Howler. Each week, you will receive in your email box a new edition with articles and links to keep you up to date on all things Pack Athletics. Join the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle and sign up for The Howler today. At ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, we're all about great food, cold beer, and unbeatable game day vibes. Located near CSU Pueblo, we're the go-to spot for students, locals, and sports fans looking for a place to kick back, enjoy delicious handcrafted pizzas, and catch the big game. Every dish is made with fresh ingredients and bold flavors, from our signature pizzas and juicy burgers to our wide selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Whether you're celebrating with friends, grabbing a bite after class, or fueling up before the game, it's where the action happens. Come for the food, stay for the atmosphere. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zach. Happy birthday to you.
And welcome back to the Pack Basketball Show here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Jim Brooks, along with my good buddy here, Zach Rubisam, the head coach. Kyron Allen, my brother from another mother. We used to have the same hairdo. Here's that hairdo. Nobody believes it. Yeah, there it is right there. I had the same mop as you did, Kyron. It's crazy. I had it, and you just put the visor over it, it'll flow out all over the place. But we'll get to you in a little bit here and go into what decides what hairstyle you're going to go with going into this game. Zach, we had our little talk on Saturday. I told you, you go out on the road. If you go on the road and play 10 games in the RMAC, you win 5 of them, then win all your home games. That's a very successful season. I know after the game on Saturday, felt a little like it got away from you, but all in all, a pretty successful road trip.
No, and you're 100% right. If you can split road trips in the RMAC or really any conference in college basketball, you take that every day of the week. Really proud of our guys' effort at Adams State. And, like we said after the game, New Mexico Highlands was better than us on Saturday, and we just have to correct it and continue to move forward.
Well, let's talk about that game on Thursday. Gritty, gutty win. I mean, a lot of things weren't working right, but you guys kept playing hard. and finally got a little separation there in the second half. Had to withstand stand a run by them,
Yep.
but able to hold them off.
Yeah, no doubt. Talented Adams State team, played really hard at home. Their pressing style adds a couple wrinkles that you have to prepare for. They shoot a ton of threes. That place can get crazy if they make threes. But overall, we did a really good job against that. I think they had, 6 or 7 threes, maybe 6 threes the entire game, which is right around our goal. And handled pressure, only had 10 turnovers, and then we just guarded down the stretch. And like you said, that's how you extend and kind of build that lead. We kept guarding and guarding and guarding. And, Kyron was huge for us that game.
Yeah.
But gritty, tough, great road win for the Pack to start a Thursday road trip.
Well, Kyron, your effort against the Adams State Grizzlies on Thursday I thought was pretty special coming in there. You very adept at what you have to do for this ball club, it seems like. You know your role. You're going to come in there, you're going to mix it up a little bit, you're going to pick and roll, going to rebound, and it seems like you have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I like setting screens, and I like rolling for sure. I like rebounds, and I like defense. And that's kind of the core of this team, too, is defense and rebounding. So I get to do what I like to do, and dunking is another part of that as well.
Well, you're learning in the RMAC and all of college basketball. Seems like they've done away with the pick and roll. Zach, you can attest to it. When I was way back when, back in the you set a screen, you wanted to turn to have the guy on your backside,
Right.
and you pinned him,
Yep.
and then you went to the hoop. Now, if you make any sort of body contact when you roll, it's automatically an offensive foul. It drives me nuts. I go,
Yeah.
that's the way pick and roll basketball used to be taught. Now it's more pick and slip, isn't it?
It is, and Kyron is an elite roller / diver / slipper. He is the best on our team of setting that screen and then getting off of it quickly to the rim. And, Ben just told me he leads our team with 18 dunks this year. Some of those are off rolls, and a lot of them are off tip dunks, so he gets to the rim quickly for us.
Well, Kyron, I got a lot of those cut up. We're going to be watching them as we do the interview here. A lot of them, I think I got 20 different highlights of you. I think 16 of them were probably dunks. But what I like to talk about, though, is your ability. You have a decent touch, kind of a soft touch in the lane.
On a block, shot clock at
Probably
8.
need to exploit that more, but I'm
Tennis
sure
bounce pass in
the
the
minute you
lane.
miss
Shot
one,
on the
you
way,
might get
good.
yelled at.
Kyron Allen gives the Thunderwolves the lead. So the Ordinary.
But it seems like you have a pretty good touch around the basket.
Yeah, I think that comes from just a lot of work we've done during the season and during preseason, too. The work with Ranson, the work with Rube, it's just this continuous touch shots.
Have we had the
Post
pads
work.
out? We're knocking the crap out of you a little
Heck
bit?
yeah, the pad work, too, everything. That's what, my touch has never been as good as it's been this year because of all the work we put in.
That's
for
what
sure.
your buddy Ty Adam. I think we need to get the pads out with him. Whack him upside the head a little bit. That was a tough thing. He hurt his back a little bit in that game. But I think you guys have developed kind of a 1-2 punch, along with Mitchell coming off the bench as well now. You guys know your role out there.
Yeah, for sure. We all three of us bring something a little different. Ty can stretch out the floor a little bit. He's a little more of a finesse player than me. I kind of just like to just play hard, kind of the garbage man out there. And, Caleb Mitchell, he brings a lot of length, a lot of shot blocking. So we all have our own little things that help us get to that win.
So what do we got to do to get you to go out there and launch a three? Just once this year. Maybe it'd have to be a 20-point lead or something.
He doesn't have his green light. He'd
I don't
come
have
right
my
out.
green light.
You don't have a green light at all. What if I give you the caution light?
Oh, man, I'll get subbed out.
There-
I know better.
There we go. Let's transition to Saturday's game
Yeah.
against Highlands. This is a game, it was crazy. Back and forth, you went in the first half, but it seemed like every shot you guys launched was going in. 12 out of, I think, 21 from
Yeah.
3 in the first half. It was kind of nutty.
Yeah, it was. And I thought this was the first time this year where we let our offense dictate our defense. And usually when coaches say that, it's, oh, you're missing shots, guys are frustrated, so you don't guard. The other, I think, for us against New Mexico Highlands is, oh, my gosh, we're on fire. We're making everything. Like, if they score, it'll be all right because we're going to make everything. And, it bit us in the butt a little bit late. We just didn't play as well defensively as we needed to, but unbelievable shooting performance. Bryce Real, 25 points. I think he made 7 threes, 12 threes in the first half, 16 for the game. I've been saying this is a good shooting team, and they're kind of starting to turn that corner.
Well, you were in that game, and I think you're right. The key to the game was not slowing them down. They kept their offense percolating pretty good in the first half. Then the second half, they did everything they wanted, and like I told you, Ben and I were kind of there a little early and watched their shoot around, and they were really working on those sets.
Yeah.
And Coach Settembre, it seems like he's got them clicking.
Yeah, credit to him. There were some sets. We take pride in our scouting. I think we're pretty well prepared every game. There were some sets we hadn't seen before. I think, Zach's trying to manufacture some offense for them. And The really uncharacteristic thing for us, and I think our guys would agree, is how many layups we gave up.
Yeah.
Like, we've been really good this year of protecting the paint, right? If you're going to go in, you're going to have to shoot a layup and score over us. I thought we gave up too many uncontested right at the rim layups. And, on the road, that's hard to overcome in an environment like that where, their students were fun. They were chirping. It was a fun college basketball game, but, just too many layups.
Well, Kyron, I guess you'd attest to that. That was a crazy atmosphere. That's the most crazy atmosphere we've been in this year with their student section. I mean, they'll pick on you. They'll find something to get on. What were they getting on you about? What do you think that they noticed about you that they went after?
You could probably guess, but it was my hair.
They liked that, huh?
Yeah, they liked it. I mean, really, I really never really hear the student section that much. I always hear like teammates talk about it after, but me, I feel like I'm always just locked into the game so much that I really don't really hear it.
Well, you were huge late in that game. Got a couple, had a dunk on a breakout as well as hit a couple free throws. Huge down the stretch. I go. That had to be frustrating for the ball club, thinking we're getting hoops. We got to get some stops. Just couldn't get the extra stop you guys needed to get over the top.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, especially because we pride ourselves in defense. I think, like what Coach was saying, we had a really good offensive half that first half. And we just let that dictate our defense. We got too excited. We thought we could trade baskets and beat them, but we don't win on offense. We win on defense.
Yeah, Zach, the game late, I mean, they get a guy that hadn't done much the entire game, hits that three from the top of the key. That was a dagger because that was a big shot. Because if he misses that, you have, just a little under a minute to go with possession. And the way you guys are hitting threes, you might take the lead right there.
Right. And, first off, credit to our guys. Consistently this year, they fought and fought and fought, and we've never been out of a game, which is a great thing to feel as a head coach. But you're right, talking about that shot, I think it was number 24 at the top of the key. He stepped in and made a big shot. I love if we would have flown at him a little bit more and contested it. But, he stepped up and made a big one. And then, we talked about it in the broadcast, number 3 late coming off the bench after you sit for 39 minutes and 40 seconds and you come in and make 2 free throws. Not easy to do. So, give them credit. But when it comes down to that on the road, we just weren't good enough defensively. And, that's hopefully a blip on the radar because we haven't had a game like that. And that's been our motivation all week.
Had to be a little frustrating, too, because the guy you wanted to foul, you guys fouled him,
and they
but you didn't get the call. That's always frustrating when that happens, isn't it?
It is. And, we were trying to foul him. I don't think we did a good enough job of that because we don't yell foul. Right. Our whole deal is go get the ball.
Well, then you open yourself up for intentional foul.
Right, exactly.
You said you wanted to foul. Well,
the refs they might start assuming we just try to go get the ball, and if we take the ball and they don't call it, great. If they do, okay. But we didn't get the call we wanted to, but that's kind of how the game goes.
All right, let's move on to talking about this week. You take on Colorado Mesa and Westminster. We'll start off talking about Mesa on Thursday night. Team a lot like yours. They've had some very big wins this year. You're tied in conference play. I don't have to tell people how important this weekend is, and it starts off Thursday against Colorado Mesa.
Yeah, I mean, this is what all our guys come to CSU Pueblo to do, to play meaningful games in late January. It's going to be an awesome environment against Mesa. Obviously, very well coached by Coach Dunlap. He's won Division II national championships. Right. He's coached at every level of basketball. So they're going to be prepared. Big challenge for us. They're probably the biggest team we've played all year. Top 25 in offensive rebounding. So it's going to be on Kyron. It's going to be on our bigs to set the tone and really play their bigs, competitively. And then our guards are going to have to come help us rebound.
I guess that goes without saying, Kyron, when you get in the ball game, you got to find somebody and get a body on somebody to keep them off the glass.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, boxing out's the number one thing. Keeping my guy from not getting the rebound is my number one goal first. And if that could lead to any of us getting a rebound, that's the most important thing.
Well, key to getting their big guys off their game is take it to them offensively. Get them to foul a little bit. When you're aggressive with them, you might get a couple cheap fouls on them. That might change the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're an inside-out team. We're a threat from inside and out. We like to get it out and then dish it out. We got good shooters and good inside players as well.
Well, what else about Mesa kind of bothers you? You mentioned they're big guys, but it just seems like offensively they're explosive at times.
They are. And, it starts with their four-man Ty Allred, who's averaging like 17 a game. Really
He's
good
still
player.
Around, huh?
He is. Really good player. Their little point guard, Cohen Gonzalez, is good. He's little, but he can go. He's jet quick, so we'll have to contain him. And then they're really solid around. So, like I said, they're really well coached. They're going to be ready in a great environment. I think it's a whiteout for them. Wow. But, it's going to be a fun college basketball game. And, Kyron hit the nail on the head about how he boxes out. And in our program, you can be selfish about 3 things, Jim. First one is rebounding. Like, Kyron, box out, go grab the ball. Like, be selfish rebounder. Free throw shooting you can be selfish with. You got to get, to the line, make your free throws, and then for us it's breadsticks. We order, Olive Game before games and Olive Garden before games. You can be selfish about breadsticks. So
all right,
those are our 3
thing
things.
to do. I have to ask Ben about that. Maybe I need to get some breadsticks in my system before the ball games. Let's talk about Westminster. It's the team you played earlier this year, and this was one of the games where early on where we got a glimpse into what Pac basketball is going to be like under Zach Rubisam. I mean, they were really uncomfortable at that goal. It seemed like you just kept pressing them out toward the timeline when you're guarding them, and then all of a sudden it was late in the shot clock, and they had no idea what to do.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, big key for them is takeaway threes, and we did that game 1. I actually just watched that game the other day. We were up 20 in like 15 minutes left in the second half. We didn't quite finish the way we wanted to, but they are a team a lot like a regular college basketball team. They play much better at home than they do on the road. They've had some good, home wins. They beat Mines at home. They beat Western at home. So we're going to have our hands full. They're playing much better than they were earlier in the year. So it's going to be a challenge for us going from Mesa, the high that environment will be, to going to Salt Lake City and having to kind of grit out another tough win.
I guess that's a challenge as players because you saw what happened with Highlands. You beat them by 13, handled them pretty good here at home, but they came back on you. You handled Westminster pretty good here at home, but now you know you're going to get an even better shot from them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the hardest thing to do in college basketball is win an away game, So we just got to stay connected as a team. We know what we got to do, especially from this last New Mexico Highlands game. We know where our weaknesses are, and we know where we can grow from that. So when we learn from that, we're going to be set.
Well, and Zach, the other thing I noticed, I couldn't figure out why they recruited this guy and not playing him. Maybe he was hurt earlier, but Cameron Cohn is a pretty dynamite ball player. He started the last couple of ball games, and this guy is capable of being a one-man wrecking crew.
Talented, very talented. We call him a microwave scorer because the microwave heats up quickly. All Cameron needs to do is see one go in and watch out because he might make his next 4. But, yeah, like I said, they're playing better. He didn't play very much against us in game 1, if at all, if I have to go back and look at the box score. So with him in the mix now, it adds another, ball handler, but another scorer that they can go to away from number 11, who's a great shooter.
Well, and the other thing they do is they're kind of relentless pressure offensively. They make you guard, don't they?
Yeah, and that's what we like to do. So we like to bring the fight for sure.
So it's going to be a kind of a battle of wills here. Which team could make the other team more uncomfortable, right?
Yep, exactly.
You all right with that?
Heck yeah.
How many dunks are we going to get on the weekend?
The weekend.
Do you have a goal going in? Do you say, I need 4? Do I need 6? Do I need 1 or 2? What do you
I
want?
always just want to try to dunk on someone.
Just one.
Yeah.
And then it goes from there. You get the one, and then
I feel good.
takes
I can
off
keep
from
going.
there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I remember my dunking days on the 8-foot hoop.
There you go. That's all I'm
the
doing,
side hoop at the gym, where they had at the elementary schools.
Yep.
That's where we went crazy. All right. Well, final thoughts on the weekend. What do we got to do to get a couple of victories?
I mean, first off, great opportunity for your guys, right? And, they've set themselves up to be in this position through the first 10 games. So we don't have to change anything we're doing, but just go and be us, I think, is the biggest thing. Weather storms at Mesa with the crowd, with the environment we're expecting. It's not going to be perfect on the road. And then really we just want to play 80 good minutes of Pac basketball. We want to guard for 80 minutes, and I think if we do those things, we'll like the results at the end.
And finally, Kyron, and all our guests, we ask, what's your go-to here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House? What are you going to like here? We a wing guy, you a burger guy, pizza guy? What do you go for?
I like wings. I really like lemon pepper wings.
Ah, okay.
But I got myself a hot and honey chicken sandwich today.
Ooh, there you go. He's well schooled. That's Try the green chili burger.
Okay.
That's your next project. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jim.
All right. That's our men's segment. We'll come back, and Ty McDonough will join me. We'll wrap things up here. Pac basketball show from ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. At ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, we're all about great food, cold beer, and unbeatable game day vibes. Located near CSU Pueblo, we're the go-to spot for students, locals, and sports fans looking for a place to kick back, enjoy delicious handcrafted pizzas, and catch the big game. Every dish is made with fresh ingredients and bold flavors, from our signature pizzas and juicy burgers to our wide selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Whether you're celebrating with friends, grabbing a bite after class, or fueling up before the game, it's where the action happens. Come for the food, stay for the atmosphere. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Hello, Thunderwolves fans. Jim Brooks here, your voice of the Thunderwolves, reminding you that tonight's edition of the Pack Basketball Show is brought to you by The Howler and the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle, courtesy of B-Fish Inc., also known as Tim Simmons, the resident historian of Pack Athletics. It is real simple. Visit bficcc.com to access the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle homepage. From there, click on the Click Here button to sign up for The Howler. Each week, you will receive in your email box a new edition with articles and links to keep you up to date on all things Pack Athletics. Join the Colorado Collegiate Chronicle and sign up for The Howler today. And welcome back to the Pack Basketball Show here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Ty McDonough joining me here for the final segment. And looking at the standings right now, we'll start with on the women's side, Ty. It's like it's been all year long. Colorado Mesa, and that's our opponent
and
this
someone, week. Yeah. Well, I think Mesa's on the women's side shown they're human. Obviously, you got an incredible record, 10-0 in conference play, 20-1 overall. They're a top 10 team in the country. But they've looked human at times throughout conference play. They're well coached. Coach Wagner's going to have them ready to go. Obviously, a familiar face on his coaching staff as well with Coach Duran. They're going to be ready for us, but. Vice versa, Coach Tommy Johnson and his squad, they're going to be ready to go. Remember, not too long ago, a few years ago, CSU Pueblo with Alicia Little, Ro Dominguez winning as the 8th seed and dominated that game on the road.
Exactly.
You missed that game. I don't think you were there for that.
No, you were there.
I was there. You were at Fort Lewis for that one. But
exactly. That was a crazy game.
So good things have happened in that gym for the Pack in recent years.
Well, and the other thing to notice about the standings now, how jumbled up it is getting right in the middle of the pack here, and the Thunderwolves are right there in the middle of the pack. It's a very important weekend and at least get a split. Of course, you'd like to sweep the weekend, but really can't afford to lose two.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little rough stretch. The Thunderwolves on the women's side are going through like that gauntlet of their schedule. You know, they're having to go on the road 2 straight weekends, 4 straight games. Like you said, if they can get a split, I think that'd be awesome. Sitting at 500, coming back to Masari Arena. They'd love a sweep. That would be awesome. Maybe that's just what the team needs to get going.
And on the men's side, looking at the standings right now, Fort Lewis, they're sitting there undefeated with a 2-game lead over Black Hills State. Then CSU, Pueblo, Mesa, and Mines right there at 7-3. And we see how important a weekend this is for CSU Pueblo. I think when the year started, you probably thought, well, the Thunderwolves, let's make the playoffs. Let's try to get there. But now, as you've gotten to this point in the year and you're this successful, greed starts to set in. You want to go out and try to win this. If you win this weekend, you set yourself up in good shape for maybe getting a home game down the stretch.
Absolutely. I don't think that was on the men's coaching staff's mind. I think going in, they're like, we're getting first place in this, baby. Isn't that right, Coach Rubisound?
Exactly. Let's get this done.
But like you said, though, Jimmy, they're in a great spot, 7-3, a game back behind Black Hills. Fort Lewis has played some incredible ball in conference play. They probably felt a little bit disrespected preseason from all the media members and whatnot. That hey, don't forget about us down in Durango. We can still play ball down there. So, but the Thunderwolves are in a great spot.
Yeah, if you get really greedy, you can say, well, win the weekend, and then we still have games against Black Hills State and Fort Lewis. You could do something really magical. But I think first things first, coaches don't even want to hear anything about that. But that's stuff for guys like us to dream big.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're in a great spot. I mean, big one against Mesa, obviously, for seeding purposes. If you can go ahead and knock off Mesa this weekend on the men's side, that's a huge advantage because then you own the tiebreaker against them in the head-to-head. And you inch even closer to Black Hills for that second spot. And like you said, maybe early March we'll be hosting a RMAC game here in Pueblo.
Nice. Looking at the schedule this week, we'll start on the women's side looking for a big game to look at. Who do you got? Who do you think is going to be the big game there?
I'm on Thursday really looking at that UCCS and Western game. Western, man, looking back at that game for the women early, had that game won at Masari, and we're sitting here thinking, we're a lot better team than Western. And I do say that. I think I think we're a better team than Western. But Western's played some good ball. They're sitting at 7-3. UCCS right there at 7-3, and that's going to be a big game between those two teams for seeding as well. That one in Gunnison. Maya Moore Allen coming off Player of the Week. They're on the women's side. They're going to have their hands full out there in Gunnison.
Then looking forward to Saturday on the women's side. We'll stay in our women's talk here. Again, it's a UCCS kind of weekend. We're going to find out. They were one of the darlings going into the season. Not quite as good as people thought they are, but they have a chance to get well here if they win these two games.
Yeah, picked second in the league. and they're sitting at 7-3. Man, they would do the whole league a favor right there if they go give Mesa maybe we'll give them their first loss, and then UCCS can give them their second loss. But yeah, that should be a good one out there in Grand Junction on Saturday as well. See if the Mountain Lions can get them a road win.
Well, let's look at the men's side of the house now. The schedule on Thursday. What big game do we think we're going to look at here? I think it's kind of a Fort Lewis kind of weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I think mine's sitting in good shape right there. That win the Thunderwolves had a couple weeks ago is looking better and better. As Colorado School Mines, we weren't sure with that overall record. How good are they? Are they? They're a little bit above 500 overall, but they've got a really good RMAC record at 7-3. So that win looking really good for the Thunderwolves. We'll see if on Thursday they can go into go get a road win there in Durango.
Then Saturday, I keep hyping Metro. Metro's kind of I think they're still there, have a chance to do something, and let's see if they can come up. They came up with a big win, a couple weeks back in an upset, and now they're going to go up against Fort Lewis. Maybe they're just giant killers.
Well, they're well coached. Coach Rubisam's good buddy, Coach Vicky. I mean, they're going to be prepared night in and night out, whether it's on the road, whether it's at home. Maybe a little bit of a down year. They've got some younger players on the roster, but Metro's a really tough team to beat night in and night out.
All right, Ty, thanks for joining me here tonight.
Absolutely, anytime.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday. We'll come back next week, another show. Remember the games this week on the radio. We're on the road. 5:15 pregame show, 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men. We're at Colorado Mesa. Then on Saturday, back to our normal time, 12:45 of the pregame show, 1 o'clock for the women, 3 o'clock for the men on Fox Sports Pueblo. We hope you can join us there. Special thanks to the Howler, Tim Simmons and company. You go to bficcc.com. Click on the link up above there. It takes you to the Howler. You put your email address and your name in. You get it in a newsletter format each and every week. Also, special thanks to everybody here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House for sponsoring the show. Ben Greenberg, the Sports Information Director at CSU Pueblo. Paul Plinsky is the Athletic Director. For Ty McDonough, I'm Jim Brooks. Good night, everybody.